Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the giveaway purchase that came with the LEGO Death Star, which is this thing just here. So what we're going to do as per normal is take a quick look at the box artwork, have a look at the set itself, take a look at any of the minifigures it came with, and then of course we're actually going to install the giveaway purchase into the LEGO. But in the comment section below, let me know, do you think this giveaway should have actually come with the set to begin with? So with that being said, let's get to it. Starting off with the box artwork. Now it is eye-catching enough if you are trying to find this on the secondary market, because you can see in the top right hand corner it is going with item number 75419, which of course is the massive Death Star. But also, if for whatever reason that is covered with a price tag, just have a look at what the TIE Fighter is sat in front of, which of course is the hangar rack that it actually sits in. Now it does come with the hangar rack, the Imperial TIE Fighter. It is item number 40771 and it is a 10 plus. Comes with 3 minifigures as well. So you can see what the top flap looks like with regards to that bit just over there with the push tabs. There you have got the TIE Pilot. On the other end there's absolutely nothing. On the bottom there's nothing either, but on this side you can see there is a little bit of artwork, and again in the bottom left hand corner, so there being the price tag on one side, at least it gives you an understanding of what you're looking for. You can see what I mean about the little sort of rack that it comes with and all of the other little bits and pieces. Now before we actually take a look at the set itself, I do want to show you inside the box, because it does obviously come with a few different bits and pieces. No, in this one there is no stickers whatsoever, which is always quite handy. But we have got 3 bags, which I'm only going to show you one of. We had got another bag which actually had some other spare pieces in. This is the last of the spare pieces in this. It came with 2 whips and something else that was in there. And then we have got the teeny tiny instruction booklet. So compared to the 6 huge booklets that you've got to do before this, this is literally super simple, and one bag is basically both wings. There's nothing exciting in the front of this, bearing in mind what set it is coming with. It literally just starts. There's no history of anything like there is within the Death Star. But what I was quite surprised at is the volume of spare pieces that you got given. So I will pull these out and I'll turn the camera down, because in the actual main Death Star set, there's one rolling away, you were lucky to get 1 spare piece maybe every 2 bags. Some of the bags didn't have any spare pieces whatsoever, whereas this, well, as you can see, there's quite a few. And you've got another printed tile just there, but you actually get 3 of those in total, and then you do have some other weird and wonderful bits and pieces. So part to bag ratio for this compared to the actual main build itself, I was actually quite surprised just how many spare pieces they gave in this compared to the other. And obviously when we do the big review of the actual Death Star itself, you will understand exactly what I mean. Now we'll start off with the actual set itself, so I'll bring that just in here. We'll get you set up a little bit better like so, and we will just carry on. So with regards to all of this, it's simple enough. You can see it's just a nice little build. It is a much smaller scale than the Imperial shuttle that it comes with as well, so we'll actually put them side by side, so you can see that these are the 2 that are going in the hangar. And again, I think, well, I would imagine they are in the correct scale from each other. So you've got the wing on the one side, and obviously you've got the big mohawk on the left, but you have got a big wingspan on this. So obviously that's only the 1 wing opened up, so you can see what those 2 look side by side. And again, if that one gets spun around to the back and then that one gets spun around that way, you can see just how big that thing is. This was 4 bags to build, and they were chunky bags as well, whereas this one obviously it was just 236 pieces, but it was an enjoyable enough thing to put together. But we'll take a better look at that shuttle in the actual main video. So again, you've got 2 like-for-like wings with regards to obviously the design process, because it is literally just duplicates. You've got exactly the same on one side and exactly the same on the other, unless if I've done something wrong. Obviously that you can see what the front looks like compared to the back, which I know is a bit of a silly thing to say, but the front you can remove, and then you are supposed to be able to sit a minifigure in there. Clearly I'm not going to do that, because, well, you can't actually see the minifigure when it's in there, and well, you need more minifigures to go in the actual Death Star. And yes, something's already pinged off, which I do believe is the little gun that just goes underneath. I think that bit just goes there. So it's got its little blasters. Now this obviously sits on something. So what it sits on is a little hanger rack. Now this is probably the most Lego, in fact it's the most Lego Technic pieces in the whole build. With regards to the big set and this one, you get more Technic pieces just in this little thing than you do in all of the other bits, bearing in mind combined, because obviously these are big Technic bits. You've got the pins. Granted, in the big build you do get these, but you don't actually put the pins in them as such, because they are just strong support bits. And you can see that you've got all the tiles in there. But as I started to put it together, and I did do this on the live, I genuinely always thought it went in here. I thought it went in those two, where you can see those two dots just there, and that's how it sat in, because that's why they use the Harry Potter wands for. No, it actually does go in to the side with some strong Technic pieces, and there is a brick that is kind of hidden, and you don't really think too much of it until you get to this stage. So there is a permanent space to put this kind of thing. I would imagine you would be able to build this, because there's no special parts at all. So you should just be able to build one of these up if you missed out on the giveaway. And then you can obviously just put it in. And with regards to this thing, the only bit that you might struggle to get hold of might be the front piece just there, but potentially that might be available as well. So fingers crossed, if you did miss out on it, you should be able to get it. Now, in a tribute to what Lego have been doing recently, I am going to get a bit of wood. I'm going to add the minifigure on top like so, and you are going to have a very, very quick look at the minifigures. So you have got 2 more of these, which is great, because the set itself I don't think comes with enough of them, but then let's be honest, we are extremely greedy when it comes to minifigures. With regards to all of the faces, every single one of these does have a different skin tone, and they also have a different expression on every single one of them, pretty much, which is pretty cool. Obviously you're not really going to see it because you're not really going to take the helmets off or anything like that, but it is obviously quite nice to know that they do have printed faces underneath. Now the reason why he says I say that is one of the figures that came in the actual Death Star, which is this one just here, which as we know is one of the guards, they just gave you a black head. It's got no print on, no nothing, and I'm pretty sure they did that on the Lego City scale ones as well, or the play scale shall I say. So it is quite nice that they didn't just give you sort of blank faces, because they potentially could have done, but it makes a bit of a difference, bearing in mind this is obviously the giveaway, and the fact that it did come with 3 minifigures overall, because we do have the pilot as well, which is always a nice touch. Now you can see they all come with their weaponry, so these 2 are literally identical, so those 2 can go away, and then we have got this thing just here. So again, nice print and detail on this one. You can see all the bits and pieces. I'm doing this as a test with this lighting on to make sure that this is bright enough with this camera, because if it doesn't work, I'll have to use different lighting for the main review of the actual set, and of course I'll cover these minifigures again quickly if it doesn't work in there. But you can see you've got all of the blue with the silver going across sort of the chest piece, and then you've got the silver belt buckle, and then down on the knees you've got all the silver bits and pieces as well. On the back you've got no leg printing on the back of it, but you do have the bit going across the belt and everything going across the back. Now I know people have gone absolutely mental for some of these figures, in a good way and a bad way. There's 1 or 2 really nice figures in it, and the rest of them to me just look like normal Star Wars figures. So I'm not really getting wound up either way on regards to minifigures with the Star Wars sets, which is all right for me. And again, you can see slightly different skin tone on this one, different facial expression, and it does allow you to mix and match all the different pilots and all of that kind of thing if you want to, and then obviously you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But I think just those 3 side by side look impressive enough, and then obviously you know how many minifigures come with the other set, so you do get another 6 of these troopers. So I think this takes it up to 8, or it takes it up to 10, one or the other. So if you can start to army build those, then obviously you are well away. But what we need to do now is we need to push that block of wood out of the way. We are going to install this to then put on this. Now it literally just sits on that. That's what it does. It sits underneath the wings like so, and then you just plonk it on, and then you are good to go. So I will show you that in a second once we turn the lights off, turn the other lights on, and actually spin it around to the Death Star. So I have spun around, I've spun the lighting around, so I am hoping that the lighting is picking up all of this. Like I said, this is a test, because if this works okay, I can actually keep it in this position with the lighting, and then I can go over every single room as a full review. But we are not going on about the Death Star in this one. We are going on about this bit just here. Now, we know what this is like. This does look very, very good. Yes, I know there's a big reflection of the light bulb itself, but there you can see I think it does look very, very smart. But as it carries on and spinning around, can you spot where the pinhole is? It's right up in that corner just on there. Now I'm going to have to try and hold the camera while pushing this in, so something's going to go wrong because it's me, so it's always going to happen. So this literally just sits in there like that. Give it a wiggle. Where are we? There's one, there's the other. We're going to need two. There we go. I was going to say, do I need two hands? No. So then you can just line this up, get that in set nicely, and that's how it sits. And you can see as it wraps around, it takes up no space whatsoever, and it just sticks out, and it is super, super strong and super, super sturdy. And then, like I said, this just sits in between. Just sits on, just like that. Nice and easy, like, funny enough, it was always meant to be. And obviously from that angle, I think it does look rather smart, and as we pan round, you can pick and choose what it is that you want to do with all of the other little bits and pieces. Now, I've got to be honest, I know that I have missed a piece, because we have got a little push trolley. Where has that little trolley gone? I am slowly starting to panic. Can I see it, or do I have to turn the camera off? Just as I turned the camera off, I found it to my left-hand side in the pile of minifigures. So this is the other little mini build it comes with, and now this gives me a bit of an opportunity to use the lighting this way round. So what I was amazed about with this is that this thing just here comes with a huge amount of stickers. This thing has no stickers, and this box is fully printed all the way around. So if I place you here, will that work? I'll put you up there like that. Look how many prints are on there. You've got print on the back as well, and it's all the way around. So this box is got 4 prints, just like the one underneath, and then you've got the tile on top. Now this piece here obviously is supposed to go in here as well. Now it is pictured on the box where it is supposed to go, I do believe. It is just pictured just here. So in the instruction booklet, it does look like this. So rather than any information with regards to how to do what at the start and what this relates to, it's just got 3 little bits and pieces. You've then got, as you can see, putting the minifigure in, and then it does show you, which way do we go, this way, how you actually put it in and on. It does circle the pinholes on the inside. So yeah, it's self-explanatory, it just clips in, but it was a big shock to me of just how it went in, because like I said, I always thought, and I was told, it went in through the back. And when we're discussing it on the lives, and obviously people hadn't built it yet, it was a little bit different. But what I would like to show you, if I place you just here, I will bring this shuttle over from the other side, and you will now see what this looks like, because I do like this one in at the angle, and we will see what they look like together. So I think if you've got the lighting right and you want to try and get yourself some nice photography, you have got the ability, if you want to do some nice bits and pieces with this set, because funny enough, it is much deeper than what the Lego website photos show. But like I said, we will be covering that in a later update. But that's it, and I am done from this one. Let me know what you think. Do you think it should have come with the set? Does it look more complete with it, or does it look silly with it? Does it look better with something else? I have heard people using the Falcon, so I would be very, very interested to know. But if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And don't forget to drop a comment as well and let us know what you are going to be building over the next week or two. So as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one.